Jacoby Ballard is a yoga and meditational instructor who's been working at the intersections of trauma and social justice for 25 years. He's the birth papa to a delightful trans 7-year-old and teaches virtual prenatal and postnatal yoga classes that center queer and trans folks.
Hi, Jacoby. Thank you for joining us. I hate to do this, but we've all read, and so I wonder if you would be willing to jump in and read.
Sure. How long of a piece, Simon?
We're doing like around 3 minutes.
Okay. Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for welcoming me in late. The chapter is called Trans Body Magic. Experiments in Gender Expansive Parenting. My co-parent and I have been committed to gender expansive parenting since my germination, aware of the damage the gender binary can cause to so many of us, and interested in what happens if we don't parent in a way that conforms to the expectations of the gender binary. Our child was assigned male at birth, and in the beginning, we used he, him pronouns rather than gender-neutral pronouns, mostly because we live in Utah, and I, as a trans parent, didn't want to be fielding the pronoun discussion at every school drop-off or playground encounter. We have told Gigi in child-appropriate language how our family was made and who played what role. She has known that she's a seahorse child and that I'm a seahorse papa since she could grasp narratives and stories. She knows what is required to make a baby is an egg, a sperm, and a uterus, but that those elements can be present in a variety of different bodies. We taught her about anatomy and that of her anatomy and that of others, and have maintained since the very beginning that people of any gender can have any variety of genitals. Choices for children remain so gendered, from toys to clothes to extracurricular activities. We knew the world would throw everything considered masculine at our male-assigned child, and so we skewed toward the feminine, trying to ultimately achieve a balance. We use gender-neutral words such as parents, grandparents, and kids, and we have avoided providing a narrative about the gender binary. Gigi has always had many trans, genderqueer, non-binary people in her life with a variety of non-gendered titles, such as Gunkle. When Gigi was very young, we dressed her in dresses and pants, really anything cute, and largely shopped in the girls' aisle at the consignment shop. The clothes in that aisle are just cuter. We have honored her interest in construction vehicles and also decorated them with sparkles. What we found after Gigi was 2 years old was that she had a genuine preference for all things shiny, sparkly, and colorful. I once bought her a pretty basic REI long underwear top for her florist school when she was 4 years old, and she scoffed at it, saying, "Too plain, Papa." From early in her life, because of her clothing and hair that has never been cut, Gigi was read as a girl on the playground. After a day of trans visibility rally at the state capitol when Gigi was 4, she told us that she is trans and asked to use they, them pronouns. 6 months later, she said she's a girl and uses both he and she words. When she began identifying as a girl, we didn't know if it was a mirror of the world, assuming that she is a girl because of her hair and dress, or because that's her authentic identity. We imagined that this may change, and we're here for the ride of her own self-discovery. Along the way, I've told Gigi about my own experience of being trans. When I tell her about the discrimination I've faced due to transphobia, from being fired for being trans to being called her mom, she snuggles into me or gives me a kiss. I'm clear that I'm not looking for her to take care of me in that moment, but that I want to share with her, through my lived experience, that the world can misunderstand us or be hostile towards us as trans people. So far, I haven't told her about the laws here in the state of Utah and nationally that criminalize our use of the bathroom and prevent her from participating in sports divided by the gender binary. I want to protect her from that fear for as long as I can while ensuring her safety and supporting her interests. I want to give her time to root into who she is, to have that deep knowing before the world casts doubt or asks for proof. In the extracurricular activities she takes part in, my co-parent has written up an incredible one-sheet explanation about who Gigi is and how teachers and instructors can protect her and treat her well. So far, her climbing swimming, and dance instructors have been enthusiastic about protecting and supporting her. It's quite a joy to share a trans identity with my child, even as we have different gender presentations in the world. I would never have anticipated that fellowship as I became a seahorse papa. My child schools me in gender sometimes. If I use a pronoun for someone I don't know, she corrects me, telling me, "You don't know they use a he word, papa." She scoffs when we enter a binary toilet and celebrates gender-neutral toilets. She knows that families and love can look so many different ways and that no way is better than another. My child and I relationship gives me hope for the better world I've been working for my entire adult life. She is free from the gender binary. She expects to be treated with kindness and honesty and greets others with curiosity and generosity. My experience giving birth connected me more deeply to my body's power and capacity, and I feel more deeply rooted in my trans body, heart, and mind than before my germination. I feel more trans than ever, a further becoming of myself through my perinatal experience and parenting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for sharing your stories. I love hearing your writing. Even having read them over and over again, it's just all of your stories touch me so much.
But I'll also say my own experience and that of several of my prenatal yoga students is like there are certain there's certain kinds of like societal support that are given to people that are recognizably pregnant, and I didn't get it. I remember being like going to work in New York and taking a flight, and I was like, shit, I don't know if I can get my suitcase down, and like I also don't know if I can ask someone to get my suitcase down. So there's like some questions of like, do I receive the support that's out there for pregnant women and out myself, or do I deny myself the support? Like on New York City subways, right? There's like plaques everywhere that says, give up your seat for the elderly, the disabled, and pregnant people. And I could have asked for that, but I would have been outing myself as trans, or being misgendered, right? And like that was kind of a head trip, and I think caused me a lot of grief too. Like I want people to do nice things to me too, and I kind of want to be asked by a random stranger at a coffee shop about my pregnancy. And also I'll say, after I gave birth, when our kid was like 7 days old, we took a walk to the local bookstore, and my partner, who reads as a woman, was carrying the child right up next to her chest, and someone was like, "How old's the baby?" And we're like, 7 days. And they turned to my partner and they're like, "You look great." And she's like, "Thanks." And we just kind of like gave each other a knowing look, like they have no idea that I was the one who birthed this child, and I'm going to let them. Like, I don't want to deal with their like ideas about gender, conversations around gender, like when we're just trying to go to the bookstore like anyone else and just taking a walk with our baby like other parents of newborns.